Technique demonstrations. Bod Pod measurement and interview of an elite athlete by an expert. Associate Professor Gary Slater.
Hi, I'm Riannon. I'm an elite figure athlete and I recently just competed in a number of competitions and had some first and second placings.
Thanks for coming in today to get your body composition assessed again, Riannon. We're going to put you through the Bod Pod today. And the Bod Pod is our reference method for being able to measure your body volume. Because we'll always also grab a body weight, we can then work out your body density. And from that we get an estimation of your body composition. The challenge with the technique is that it relies on equations from the 1950s and 60s to convert that best practice measure of body density into composition, the stuff that you're particularly interested in. We've calibrated the system so it's ready to go, and you've turned up just as we asked, so wearing figure hugging clothing. You've got no medal on at all?
No.
And I'd love to see that you've come in dressed with the swim cap on, just to be able to compress that hair as well. So we're pretty much ready to go. If you want to go and jump in the Bod Pod for us, just grab yourself a seat there. You can just rest your back on there. When we close the pod door, we just want you to try and remain relaxed and try and minimise movement as much as possible. Breathing not too deep, not too shallow, just sitting back, relaxing. If at any stage at all you feel uncomfortable during the testing, there's a little green light next to your left leg. You push that, everything gets deactivated. You okay to go?
Yep.
All right, let's get you underway.
Professor Patria Hume.
Okay, so how did you find that experience and the Bod Pod?
It was a very easy and well explained experience.
Did you find it uncomfortable at all?
No, not at all.
No? And have you had the test done before?
Yes, once or twice before, so I kind of knew what I was in for anyway.
So Gary, how do you explain these results?
Rhiannon's very compliant, so we get some really positive results. But she's, I guess, comes from a sport in bodybuilding where body composition doesn't contribute a part to their success; it is their success. And so we use routine body composition assessment to be able to then adjust what we're doing from a training and dietary perspective to help her get as lean as possible while minimising any losses of fat-free tissue. She's just come out of competition now, and so we're progressively building up the energy density of her meal plan to be able to help support her gains in muscle mass over the next couple of years that she's going to allocate to getting bigger and stronger.
So Rianna, how often do you see Gary for these types of assessments?
Probably an update every 1 or 2 weeks, just further assessing weight twice a week, and then we do skin folds probably every twice a month.
Yeah, so we do skinnies probably every 2 weeks as she's coming in, and then we'll use a more global assessment of body composition for absolute estimates like DEXA. On a 20-week preparation, we might do it on 3 occasions. So when she first starts, around about halfway through, and then just before competition. And the just before competition assessment is really to give us a better indication of the progress she's made from one season to the next. So it's a reference for her being in the best possible condition.
Do you find it easy to prepare for coming in for these tests? What do you have to do to prepare?
It depends whether I'm getting a DEXA scan, so it's just advised to me what's required, as in Gary's mentions, tight clothes, no medal, and fasting. In terms of weighing, it's just a weighing that's done upon waking twice a week.
And so what we do with when we get her in for a DEXA scan as well, we provide advice to her for the day beforehand to make sure that she's glycogen replete. She does manipulate her carbohydrate intake as she's getting ready. So we always make sure that we introduce plenty of carbs into the system the day beforehand so that she is glycogen replete, and plenty of fluid to make sure that she's euhydrated as well. Research that myself and colleagues have done here would show that client presentation has a really big impact on measures, especially that measure of fat-free mass, and that's one of the really important ones we want to be able to track with Riannon. So rather than leave that to chance, we provide very specific advice to ensure that she presents at each assessment in the same condition. Now that's less relevant for skin folds. One thing that one of my colleagues, Ava Kerr, has been able to find is that surface anthrop skin folds are extremely robust. They just aren't influenced by anything we do acutely. You can have something to eat or drink beforehand, you can be dehydrated, you can not be dehydrated, and it won't influence the skin fold results. It will, however, influence your body mass. And if we're trying to interpret body composition purely from skin fold data, then we need that body mass as well. And that really reinforces the importance of client presentation to these assessments, whether it be through surface anthropometry, whether it be the Bod Pod, DEXA, or other techniques such as bioelectrical impedance.
For further information on physique assessment, see our book, Best Practice Protocols for Physique Assessment in Sport, published by Springer.